what's going on? My name is Brett. Today we're going to learn 3 easy patterns that are going to allow you to play way more melodically than you ever have before. Okay, so if you've been feeling like you're stuck in an intermediate plateau and you're only playing pentatonics and some notes sound better than others, there's a reason. The reason is because when you hit a note that sounds better than another one within a scale, even though all the notes fit, you probably outlined a chord change, whether it was on purpose or on accident. I'm going to show you how to make that much easier to do with purpose and so that you can do it all the time, all right? Your favorite guitar players do this all the time. The holy grail of playing great melodic guitar solos is being able to outline the changes as they happen, all right? So this is what we're going to do today. So before we jump into it, make sure you grab the free resources, all right? Just click the link below. You're going to get access to all of my YouTube freebies, as well as over 20 chordlet chord lessons with the PDFs included. All you gotta do is sign up. I won't spam you. I'm gonna give you all the resources you need to make this lesson happen, and plus more. All right, so let's jump into this thing and we'll get down to it and get your playing more melodic today. So stick around, grab a guitar, let's get into it. So let's take a look at what key we're in and what the chords are, because we can't even remotely begin to outline or improvise without knowing those things. All right, so a little bit of theory for you, and this is for the intermediate guitar players out there that are trying to break out of their current plateau. This is what I help people do all the time. And don't forget to grab the free backing track and PDFs. That link is below. So we've got an A major. We're in the key of A major. That's an A major in the E shape, if you know your cage. Then we're going to the 3 chord, which is C sharp minor. That's like an A minor shape. Then we're going to go to F sharp minor, which is our 6th chord. That's like an E minor shape. And then we're going to the D, which is our 4 chord. These are going to be the 4 chords that we outline within the key of A major. We're going to outline them using chord tones, okay? So what we're going to do first is we're just going to take a look at these shapes: A major, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, and D. And what we're going to do is we're going to just play the chord tones for each of these, and I'm going to show you how they line up, and so how you can practice them as well with the backing track, and then eventually be able to improvise and hopefully grab those chord tones in between your little pentatonic runs like I was doing at the beginning of this video. So our first chord is A major, but it's in this E major shape. This is this bar chord that you know right here. Our pentatonic that fits is this, right? But that doesn't include everything that we need for the rest of it, right? So whether we're playing the pentatonic pattern that you know well here or here in the key of A major, it's not going to include everything that we need to be able to make these sound really melodic, these lead lines that we're trying to create, all right? So this is a necessary evil to be able to kind of weave through this stuff. We have to be able to find these chord tones. So the first thing you're looking for is the, kind of an arpeggio over the top of this. So root, 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, 5th, root. Right? That outlines your E shape. Now, anytime you see this E shape, you can use that. That outlines the root, major 3rd, 5th, root, major 3rd, 5th, root. Okay? And then we've got, so that's the first one. So the way you're going to practice that is just go. So you can hear how it resolves, okay? Now you can do this way more musically than that, right? So it's not super interesting to listen to or play like that, but like I said, we have to be able to do this stuff. You could slide into certain notes like this. So get that, practice it with a metronome. Our next chord, C sharp minor. All right, this is like an A minor shape. Here's our little arpeggio over that. Root, minor 3rd, 5th, root, minor 3rd, 5th. And that outlines the entire shape and sound of that C sharp minor chord. So essentially, anytime you play this C sharp minor shape or A minor shape, you can play it anywhere. And if you have that arpeggio down, you're going to be able to outline the sound of that chord. In this case, C sharp minor, okay? All this is in the PDF. First one, A major, C sharp minor. So then we've got our F sharp minor right out of the E minor shape. That's at our 2nd fret off the 6th string. And you got to have that arpeggio. So root, 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, 5th, root. The key here is to know which one the root, which one the third, and which one the fifth is, because you want to grab those chord tones as you're improvising. So you're going to want to play that up, back down, and do that. Then go back and review. A major, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, and then we've got a D. So that one, we're going to use this D shape here, but we're also going to come out of, for our arpeggio, of this C shape of D right out of the cage system. Remember, the cage system, when you play the D shape, it connects to your C shape right here, okay? If you haven't done a whole lot of cage stuff, go check out my last live video that I did. I'll put a link above as well. So this is this shape, D. It's also connecting to the C major shape of D right here. So we're going to connect that starting here. Just like that, okay? So let's do that one again. So once you have them and you have the fingering down, you got to create like a little exercise with this, all right? So you've got A major, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, D major. So once you get the shapes of the arpeggios down, you're going to want to create like a little exercise that runs you through the harmonic progression. All that really means is the order of the chords and the spot that we're going to play it in, all right? So step one, know your chord progression. Step two, learn the triad shapes or the arpeggio shapes. Step three, play them in the order that they fall within the progression, all right? So I'll give you an example of that, all right? So this isn't going to match up with the backing track. This is just for simply practicing before we get to the backing track. We'll get to that in a second. So the A major, the C sharp minor, the F sharp minor, and then the D major. And then you just loop that. So make sure you do this in time. Put on a metronome, go slow, get the movements down. Listen to the sound of the chord. Pay attention to where the root, the third, the fifth, and then the root is and how they repeat. Listen to the way they sound and how they outline the chord. All right, we have to double up and do some ear training here. What does it sound like to outline an A major chord or a major chord in general? Right? What does it sound like to outline a minor chord? Right? What does it sound like in different spots on the neck? Right now, we're just doing it here, between the 2nd and the 7th fret. This is just one good example. Eventually, you're going to want to move these types of ideas around so that you're equally fluent with this stuff all over the neck. Okay, so once you have that down, the arpeggio over the A, the arpeggio over the C sharp minor, over the F sharp minor, and over the D, then it's time to play them with the backing track and kind of feel how this can work in time. So the progression went 1, 2, 3, and 4, A. So we have to be able to switch our arpeggio or our chord tones in time to get to that chord on the offbeat. And then F sharp minor on the down, 3 and 4, and then to the D on the offbeat before it gets to the 1 of that measure. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So how am I doing this? Remember, this is all in the PDF below, and you're going to get the backing track as well. So when I do this, it's going to sound like this, and I'll do it with the backing track first so you can kind of see how it fits. So all I did was adjust the length of time that I played on each one of these arpeggios. So I only have a few beats to play each. So this is the same way that you're going to need to improvise and land on the chord tones. Whatever the progression is doing is what your improv has to do to be able to effectively land on chord tones and therefore play more melodically. All right. So my goal is for this exercise to be fun and interesting to you to be able to jam over and practice over with these arpeggios, and then eventually be able to just sit down and play over this stuff and have a good time just jamming over the key of A, right? The goal would be to start landing on these chord tones. So all I did here to change this, remember this is all in the PDF, is I slid into the 5th fret here, and I went up to the 3rd of the A and back down to the 5th. So I went root, 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, root, 5th, 3rd. All right, but this 3rd ended up being the root of the C sharp minor chord. So notice how I'm doing this. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and I hold that for a second. And 2. And then I went up that arpeggio to the minor 3rd again and then right back down. So watch. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The slides make it way more musical, and playing with the backing track make it way more fun to practice this type of stuff because you're essentially making music here, right? So like that, and then you got to get to the F sharp. We're gonna jump to this one just to keep it easy today, all right? Eventually you would be able to do it from a different spot, a different octave, but for today, I'm gonna do it the basic way, all right? So that you can make sure you can do it in several spots on chord shapes that you already know, all right? So you got the A, C sharp minor. So then we have the F sharp minor right here in the easiest spot we can play it for now until you get really good at this stuff, okay? So our F sharp minor, and we go up. So we're going root, 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, slide into it, it's musical, root, 5th, and then from that 5th, so I'll play that again. Then I'm gonna go up a half step, good voice leading here. That means everything is close. I'm gonna play my pinky there. Now I'm on the root of my D chord in the C shape. And I go up, root, 3rd, 5th, root, slide into 3rd, root, 5th, 3rd. And then I'm gonna start the whole thing over and just jump there, all right? So now that you have that, before you play it with the backing track, get it down, take a look at the tab, get it down, and just play that with a metronome and go. You should hear the progression. Keep doing it. You're gonna have to memorize it. Memorization is key. Once you have that, then you can play it with the backing track. And let's take a look at what that sounds like. And ultimately, this is what we're going for today. We want to be able to know the progression. 1, 3, 6, 4. Right? We know you can sit and play pentatonics over this, but can we outline chord progressions? This is the key. We want to be able to go find the root, 3rd, and 5th. There's a shape. There's a minor shape off the 5th. There's a minor shape off the 6th. There's a major shape off of the 5th. So I just taught you a major kind of arpeggio thing off of the 6th string. Right? So this is movable no matter where you play this. So this stuff is finite information. That means there's only so much, right? So like if this is here and you can play this off the A, anytime you see that E shape, you can do it here. Anytime you see this minor shape off the 5th, you can do it anywhere. Right? Anytime you see the minor shape off the 6th, you can play that shape. The major shape off the 5th, in this case the D or C shape out of the cage. Right? So you want to have this stuff memorized. So if you really want to double your money here, you got to know what the chord shape is and then what the arpeggio is. And then where's the pentatonic scale that fits that, right? We're in pentatonic pattern, it fits over the E shape. Then we got our C sharp minor. What's the arpeggio? same thing, that same pentatonic, will fit right over the top of that, okay? F sharp minor, what's the arpeggio? This pentatonic pattern that we know and love fits over that. It's either over the G shape of that A if you know your caged, or it's just minor pentatonic pattern 1, but landing on the A since we're in A major. And then our D, our C shape of D, there's our arpeggio, right? And then what pentatonic? Same one fits. That F sharp minor pentatonic, but really it's A major because we're ending on the A's. All right, so doubling your money there. Know the chord shape, know the arpeggio, and then know what pentatonic. Those are your 3 wins. Your chord shape, your arpeggio, and then what pentatonic. And then connect them all. I already showed you how to connect the arpeggios. Right? But now you've got to be able to connect that with the track in time, make it sound musical as possible, and then eventually start to put little pentatonic things in between, all right? So I'll show you how that sounds with the backing track, and then I'll let you get after it. Like that. You may have to slow it down and do it on your own before the track. Start jamming. Okay, so that is it for today's lesson. Don't forget to grab your free resources with the tabs, the backing track, and all that. The link is in the description right there below. My biggest piece of advice for guitar players that are kind of struggling to break out of that intermediate plateau is exactly this type of playing, all right? You need to understand your cage system enough to be able to outline chord changes and know where your roots are, where your thirds are, where your fifths are. Where does the pentatonic lie in between all of that, and kind of how you connect it. Today, I gave you 3 big tips. Right? Know the progression, know the shapes, know the arpeggios. Connect them all, and you're off and running, and you're starting to outline chord changes like your favorite guitar players do every time they walk into a studio or every time they go and play a gig, all right? These guys know that true harmony and true melodic lines lie within the changes, okay? You hear it all the time. I'm here to preach with that and go with it, all right? So make sure you practice this stuff, and I can't overemphasize the importance of really having things memorized. You're never going to be able to apply this stuff to your fretboard without the memorization, okay? So don't just watch this video and then go to the next one. Get this stuff down, all right? I teach this type of stuff all the time in my All Access Pass membership. Now, it's not always open for enrollment. I only open it several times a year, but it's a lifetime membership, and you get access to all my courses and live teaching every couple of weeks with Q&As and a fun community. So the courses are constantly building. It's a lifetime membership. You don't have to pay every month. You pay once, and it's yours forever, all right? I'm here to help you grow as a guitar player and help you reach your next level and break out of your intermediate guitar rut. Now, if you're looking for a higher level of coaching with more one-on-one time and really, really deep feedback, check out my Next Level Coaching Program. I'll put a link to the application process for that below as well. All right, so I'll see you on the next lesson. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy this stuff, and I'll see you soon.